We're going to continue with the I Am Discourses by Saint Germain. Okay, so this is Discourse 16, it's part 2. So to continue, I would suggest that those who have been having unpleasant experiences would consciously withdraw from those conditions all power they have been giving to them, mostly unknowingly, mostly unconsciously. When it is necessary to discuss some condition to understand it, immediately followed by withdrawing any power that has been given it, and then know, I am the harmonious presence, ever pervading whatever the condition may be. As I have intimated before, it has only partially reached through. I will repeat this again. Anyone, especially the student, who has experienced inharmony or limitation in his or her mind, home or world, can, with persistent, tensionless effort, by holding with determination to the following statement, keep his or her home clear of anything undesirable. By the way, I keep switching his from her to his, because this was made, this book was created in a patriarchal environment. So yeah, I'm going to be interchangeably using him, her, his, her. Okay. So keep his or her home clear of anything undesirable and repeat the following. I am the governing presence, governing in perfect divine order, commanding harmony, happiness, and the presence of God's opulence in my mind, my home, and my world. When I say I am the governing presence, I am fully consciously aware that I have set in motion the full power and intelligence of God producing the desired conditions, and that they are thus self-sustained. It seems to me that it has not been clearly understood that when you use the expression I am the presence in my mind, home, and world, you are not only commanding the conquering presence of this activity through your own consciousness, but you are calling forth the assistance of the I am or God presence into your home and world, or whoever contacts it. This is so vital for the student to understand. Do not be discouraged if you do not see immediate manifestation of this harmony which you desire, but go right on feeling the conquering I am presence. You see, as we've explained before, time-space in the metaphysical world of spirit works in a very different timeless time than space-time, which is of the material manifest world. Our space-time is an illusion. Time-space is the only real time that exists, which is the eternal moment of now. But depending on how much materialization ability you've got, and manifestational ability you've got, depending on your light quotient, the amount of light you have within your soul, the time will vary. So don't always think that something's going to manifest immediately, because it doesn't always work like that, and in fact it rarely does work like that, although sometimes it does. It's weird. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. To continue. Do you not see that in this consciousness there is no other presence to act except what you are conscious of? All other activity of the outer, which is undesirable, is but a distorted activity and use of this mighty energy. Therefore, when you say, I am the conquering presence, I command this I am presence to govern perfectly my mind, home, affairs, and world. You have set forth the greatest decree possible to be given, and you have but to feel the sustaining power of this in the face of every appearance until you find perfection and perfect manifest in your mind, home, and world. I wish the students would read this particular part every day to keep before them the mighty truth underlying these statements. Now we come to a vital point. and that is the personal ray or rays sent forth by Jesus direct. Many will ask, why especially Jesus? I answer, because humanity has been taught to look to the presence of Jesus the Christ, few having any knowledge at all of the ascended host of the great masters of the great white brotherhood who wield limitless power to assist mankind. You see, I've been shown there are many thousands and thousands of ascended masters, and we're only aware of a handful at best. Jesus Christ being one of the main ones of the 20th of the last 2,000 years. There are many, many more. Saint Germain being one of them, of course, but there are many more. And we're going to be going into this. We're going to be shown more of these shortly in following teachings. To continue, yourselves and your students will have for the next 7 weeks the personal ray of Jesus, the Christ. Those who can put aside any thought of other personalities and with open arms, mentally speaking, welcome these rays into each one's mind, home, and world, will find almost anything is possible. I assure all of you that the idea of these personal rays of Jesus the Christ is no imaginary thing, and that you, our beloved messenger, have the personal thanks of Jesus the Christ for your fearless stand and use of the ascended Jesus Christ presence. As the messenger gives forth riches of wisdom and truth, so should students, in their loving certainty to the teacher, through the ion presence, work for the health and prosperity of the messengers. This would open doors to the students not otherwise possible. There are indications at this time that during the next 7 weeks, revelations may be given to some of a certain use of liquid light. Yes, so I've been shown lots about this liquid light. This is what we call prana, chi, bioelectric energy. There's lots and lots of names for it. Okay, to continue. I wish the students' attention to be fixed on this so that those who are ready may receive. Here, let me say that the right attitude of the students is always to rejoice at the advancement of his or her brother or sister, for each individual receives that which is most needed at that time, and if one receives one thing, another may receive something else. So the student should at no time feel that he or she should have the same thing that someone else receives. I mean, in regard to revelation, as no two are alike or of the same state of advancement, you can see how they could not each receive the same thing at the same time. The most wonderful attitude of the student is to continually bless and rejoice at any revelation that comes into his or her fellow students, thus keeping the door wide open to the glorious inner presence at all times. For the encouragement of those interested in aerial transport, I wish to say there is nearing the approach of planes that will be proof against accident. These will make transportation quick, sure, and easy anywhere one wishes to go. Don't forget this book was written in 1932. You know, the Wright brothers had only invented the first plane a decade or two earlier. You know, so this is when plane accidents were quite common. So yeah, and think about our times now. Plane accidents are rarer than traffic accidents. So just bear that in mind, you know, like think of that. The obstructive mental attitude of those interested in aerial navigation, which has been opposing the coming forth of this much needed knowledge, is rapidly being broken down, until there will become forth a flood, so to speak, of wonderful ideas and perfection, which can and will be used in this wonderful means of transportation. Many of you will not need them, but there are always those who do, for one's own aerial equipment within him will always far exceed any outward conveyance, for his higher body is the most wonderful vehicle of aerial transportation there is. And I've been shown to show you the Merkaba light body, the upwards pointing pyramid and the downwards pointing pyramids counter-rotating. So the upwards pyramid rotates clockwise and the downwards pyramid rotates anti-clockwise. They're counter-rotating and they create the electromagnetic field, which is a vehicle of transport, which is really I mean a vehicle of transport which cannot be destroyed. Oh, it's very difficult for it to be destroyed, very difficult. It can be damaged but not destroyed. Okay, many of you will not need them. Okay, yeah. Some of my argumentative friends may suggest that this vehicle is not able to carry great loads, but I say to them, how shall ye judge until ye are able to use this means? It is most amusing to watch the activity of the so-called practical minds who feel that there is nothing real except what they can feel and handle, but unless one believes in the limitless powers and laws of intelligence of God individualized, he can in no wise receive to any great extent from this mighty inner presence. So yeah, this Saint Germain talking about the Merkaba light vehicle, which we've been speaking about in early teachings in the WhatsApp group. Of course, all these teachings are going to be posted onto YouTube. We're going to, keep these hopefully immortalized, unless YouTube delete them, of course. But yeah, I'm going to be trying careful. I'm going to be very, cautious of what we say and what we do, and yeah, especially what we say. Certain algorithms don't like certain words. Yeah, so we're going to have to watch that. Okay, namaste.